And the title of my message today is 12 Years, Faith, and Your Point of Contact. The message will be taken directly out of Mark 5:24 through 34. Luke has a version of this message also, but I think Mark has a more, I'll say it has a more detailed message for you. He gives us a little bit more detail in his message in this particular situation that's transpiring in the Bible. And his message is so pivotal for all of us. It's important that we all understand what transpires in the workings of his message, but not only the workings of his message, but what happens to us when we read the message about this particular person, this lady, this woman that had an issue of blood. Why is it so important? Why does the 12 years stand out so heavily when we talk about this woman that had an issue of blood? Now, I'm going to read the story later, but I want to go into some accounts of this particular person and what they were dealing with over a period of 12 years. 12 years is a long time. The word tells that 100 years to us is but a day, an hour, a minute to God. But for us, we deal with time every day. Time to work, time to school, time to cook dinner, time to do all kinds of things. But when we look at time on a daily basis, something I've learned since I've been retired is that time goes by kind of quick. And I try to slow it down as best I can, but if you get into a routine of doing things, time kind of goes by quickly when you retire. And it seems like it always goes by slow when you 12 years is a long time. And I'm going to try not to keep you long, but I've got to get this out to you because it's vital that we understand a time span for an individual going through pain and suffering. 12 years is a long time. So the story of the woman with issue of blood is very detailed, even though they only give us 10 verses of that section. But understand what happens in those verses. It's very detailed because Mark's going to tell you what's happening during that period of time that she's going through a 12-year span of sickness, of pain, of suffering, of an issue of blood. Now, in the time that this was taking place, when a woman was having an issue of blood, we'll say issue of blood. In Leviticus, if you go search your book to Leviticus, it tells you what happens in the Jewish law when you have an issue of blood. You are unclean. And I'm going to zip right over here to Leviticus 15, 25 through 27, so you can understand what is actually happening or what the Jewish law says to a individual or a person, a woman per se, going through an issue of blood. It says, this shall be the law concerning his uncleanness in his discharge, whether his body runs with his discharge or has stopped running, it is uncleanliness in him. Now, I'm going to go back a little bit. I got to go back just a wee bit on this one here. This is Leviticus 27. Okay, here we go. In 25, it starts off with saying, okay. 19 it says, and if a woman has a discharge, a regular discharge of blood of her body, and shall be in her impurity or separation for 7 days, and whoever touches her shall be unclean until evening. And everything that she lies on in her separation shall be unclean. Everything also that she sits on shall be unclean. And whoever touches her bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until evening. And whoever touches anything she sat on shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in the water and be unclean until evening. And if her flow has stained the bed, anything which he sat and touches shall be unclean to evening. And if a man lie with her impurity, blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on. But it says in 25, and if a woman has an issue of blood for many days, not during the time of her separation, or if she has a discharge beyond the time of her regular purity, all the days of the issue of her uncleanliness shall be as in the days of her impurity. She shall be unclean. Now, we're talking about 12 years of an individual dealing with uncleanliness. According to Leviticus. This is the Old Testament, but it's still Jewish law.
Amen.
So in that period of time, this individual, this woman, was dealing with not only something that is considered unclean for her, but she's not to touch anybody. She can't get near people. She can't actually go out. And this woman was dealing with this all this time, 12 years. So 12 years is what we're dealing with, or what she's dealing with in reference to her sickness, her impurity, her uncleanliness. Now we all know that in that period of time, this lady had seen doctors. Now everybody here, when you go through a sickness or an illness or any type of pain, you go to see your doctor. And this lady had not only seen the doctor, but she spent all her money on the doctors. For a 12-year period, they broke her. I mean, she had nothing else. And what's really bad is the doctors that we go to today, we know they're just practicing physicians. That is sad. They're practicing physicians. But we know who the true doctor is. And we know what his ability is as far as our healing process is concerned. So, in this period of time that she's going through all this pain and suffering through this issue of blood, the doctors can't do nothing. And what tops it all off is that in a 12-year span that she's going through this, she only grew worse. After all was said and done, and all these, and back in the day, I know you guys see movies and things like that, people were trying things. You became an experimental guinea pig. People tried, let's try this method here, and we'll stop this up here. Or let's cut this off of a pig's ear, and we'll dap it in some water and put it on your arm, and we'll see if that'll work. So they were trying all kind of methodologies that were not proven cures. They were just preaching, thinking it just didn't work. So in essence, she continued to go and see these physicians, and the condition only got worse. So you have to be really discouraged when you go through a process like that over a 12-year period, and you still don't get any better. And actually, you get worse. After a period of time, I can understand that with anything else, you're just wrong, you're hurt, you're trying to figure out what direction to go in. You really can't go amongst people because the Jewish law tells you that you're considered unclean. You're actually unfit to touch or be with other people. So, what comes after this 12-year span with so much trouble, so much hurt, so much pain and suffering? Well, what happened was she heard about a man.
Alright.
And this is what really where faith kind of eases into the picture. She heard about a man that could heal her issue, heal her problem, solve her condition. And when they go into the when she goes into the account of understanding that there was someone else that could heal, she didn't, I don't think, in essence, she was thinking about where she was going, what she had to do, how she had to go about doing it. She just had one thought process, one direction, and that's get to the man that can handle my situation. We are like this today. We don't see it a lot of times, but we're like this today. When we're suffering from something, or if we have an issue with anything, we are not directed in 18 or 20 different ways to resolve the issue. We're looking for a beeline to get resolution. And it's the bottom line. We all look for that. It's kind of like the nature of the beast. I want to get it resolved, taken care of today, right now, and I'm done with it. I can look back at it. I went through it, I'm done. Well, this woman was going through this for 12 years. So her mindset was, I'm looking to get resolution. I'm looking to get a solution. I'm looking to get an answer.
Amen.
And whatever it takes to get that answer, I'm going to get it. I don't care about uncleanliness. I don't care about not going out in public. I don't care about what it's going to take to get to that individual. I'm getting it. And I'm going to get what I need. And then, from faith comes the point of contact. But we can't get into the point of contact yet. Because she's still going through this. She's working her way on how she's going to take care of this problem. So we know, with us knowing the disability condition and knowing that she's looking for an answer to the problem, we understand that if you're going through something today, if you're going through everybody in this church body, I'm looking at right now, has gone through something in their life so close to a fatality that you couldn't depend on but one person in it. So you've gone through something to get you to that place to where you had to get into that mode of faith. Faith is a big word because faith is what actually it cranks the car. It's the key in the ignition. It's like I heard the pastor say something about the keys, but it's the key. And what happens with faith is like, I'll give you an example, like a clock. A clock has a minute, second hand, hour hand, and it's a continuous cycle of time. But in order for the clock to work, in order for the second hand to turn, you got to have the cogs set up just right the way it'll turn. And the seconds will turn, and the minute hand will get to its minutes, and the hour hand will get to its hours. So faith moves. Faith in essence for the clock is the belief system. We'll use that. We'll set the clock up in such a way to where it's like, it's kind of like the second hand, minute hand, those internal clock cogs, they work together to make time complete. So without the second hand, or without the hour hand, or without the minute hand, you don't have a full grasp of time. You can see digital time, things like that, but time works in that spectrum. And belief is what causes these cogs to turn. Your belief system is what causes faith to react. It causes faith to move in a mode of action. So what happens in that situation, I'm going to give some examples here. Please forgive me if I offend anybody. It's not to offend anybody in here. But faith has worked in this body, and I've had the opportunity to see how it is actually, and we're all sitting here and looking good, and and taking total healing from what faith has brought about on each and every one of us. We have to understand how our belief system works through faith, and who our faith is in. It's in our Heavenly Father. It's in the Son of God, Jesus Christ. Amen. When you call upon His name, I've heard people tell me at the last minute, when they called upon the name of Jesus, He changed the circumstance.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
He is the game changer. He's the one that can bring everything into fruition.
That's
We always say, well, I'm waiting for my healing to come into fruition. Well, fruition is Jesus. He's going to bring it to the forefront. That's what he does. And we're going to go on and read the scripture verse from Mark 24 to Mark 30 in chapter 5. Get that here on the page. This is so convenient. And the reason why I haven't went over the point of contact yet, because that's the climactic end to my ministry today, my ministry today. Because that point of contact is everything. It's all balled into one. So we go to Mark 5 and 21. And it says, then one of the, and I'm going to go to 22, I'll go back a little bit because something happened in that period of time that transpired that we really need to know about. And that's, then one of the rulers of the synagogue came up, his name was Jairus, or Jairus. And seeing him, he prostrated himself at his feet and begged him earnestly, saying, my little daughter is at the point of death. Come and lay your hands on her, so that she may be healed and live. And Jesus went with him, and a great crowd kept following him and pressed him from all sides, so almost to suffocate him. So we was people like shoulder to shoulder, back to back. And Jesus went with him, and like I said, the great crowd was almost close to suffocate him. And there was a woman who had a flow of blood for 12 years. And who had endured much suffering under the hands of many physicians. Now listen, it said, who had endured much suffering under the hands of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was no better, instead grew worse. Now, when they said she endured much suffering under the hands, that's the knuckleheads trying them different remedies. They just wasn't working at that time. They were trying, but they didn't have the key. She had heard the reports concerning Jesus, and she came up behind him in the throng and touched his garment. For she kept saying, if I only touch his garments, I shall be restored to health. Now, I'm reading out of the Amplified Bible now. So, I shall be restored to health. Now, I'm going to stop right there. She said, she heard the reports concerning Jesus. So by word of mouth, somebody told her about Jesus. And like I said, she was at the point of where it didn't matter what transpired, she was going to get to the location to get her healed. Don't care about these folks stoning me. I don't care about these folks beating me. I don't care what it's going to take, but I'm going to get to the location to get my healing. That's a part of that belief system. That's a part of that faith. That you're going to go and tread through whatever you got to go through to get the end result. The end result is no pain, no suffering, no bleeding. Healing. Now this is what happened. She said, I shall be restored. Now this is coming from the lady now. She said, well, she kept saying, if I only touch his garments, I shall be restored to health. Remember that now. I shall be restored to health. She made that confession.
Amen.
That confession was made. Right then and there. Done deal. Now we talk about the point of contact. Point of contact. What is the point of contact? Is the point of contact me praying over this napkin 2, 3, 4 days, a week? It may be. Is the point of contact your hand or my brother's head because he's got a headache or he's got a serious problem that's going on, a migraine or whatever? Is your point of contact your hands touching someone else? Healing hand. Like I said a long time ago, these are healing hands. What is your point of contact your refrigerator? Point of contact your TV? Her point of contact was the hem of his garment. The point of contact. I say this for last because basically, if you go to the next verse, it says, And immediately, her flow of blood was dried up at the source. At the source.
Yes.
And suddenly, she felt in her body that she was healed of her distressing ailment.
All right.
2 words in that verse, guys. 2 words. Immediately and suddenly. That's the thing. That's how he worked. That's how Jesus worked. Immediately. 12 years of going through an issue, and immediately she got the key. Got the faith and belief system working right. Got that mind right. Got that heart right. Went to the direction she could go to. And immediately, suddenly, dried up, done deal. But think about this a minute. Jesus recognized in himself that the power proceeding from him had gone forth, turned around immediately himself in the crowd and said, "Who touched my clothes?" And disciples, I guess they were just, they were like, "What? Who touched your clothes? Man, we about to be suffocated up in this place. Everybody touching your clothes." But there's a differentiation.
All right.
Touched by her and touched by everybody else. So let's put this in layman's terms so we can understand. The disciples kept saying, "You see the crowd pressing hard around you from all sides, and you ask, 'Who touched me?'" Still, he kept looking around to see who had done it. But the woman, knowing what had been done for her, though alarmed and frightened and trembling, fell down before him and told him the whole truth. And he said to her, Daughter, your faith, your belief system, your trust, your confidence in me, springing from your faith in God, has restored you to health. Go in peace and be continually healed and freed, continually healed and freed from your distressing bodily disease. Now understand what happened here. There's a lot transpired in these 2 verses, these 3 verses. What happened here was actually the immediate healing took place first. But if you realize, Jesus was headed in another direction. He was headed to Jairus. He was headed to heal a little girl that was dying. And matter of fact, when you go and read it, somebody read through, "Hey, don't bother the master, she's dead." So in that process, he was still dealing with the fact that he was going to heal Jairus' daughter. If I'm not mistaken, I think her name was Tabernacle. But either way, he was going on another mission to take care of a situation for one of the guys in synagogue. And he stopped. So understand that God can heal you when he's doing something else.
That's right.
He ain't got to stop to get that healed.
All right.
He ain't got to stop and say, "Hold on, Jesse." And just break up everything and then say, "I got to take care of this." This lady got healed in the process of Jesus going to heal someone else.
Yes.
So what we have to recognize here is that, did Jesus do the healing? Or did the faith from the woman cause healing take place? Well, I'm going to tell you the truth what happened here. Even though Jesus was there, he was her point of contact.
All right.
We fail to realize that even Jesus said, in this situation, even Jesus said, he said, "Daughter, your faith." He didn't say, "I healed you." He didn't say, "You're free of that blood because I took care of the situation." He told her, "Your faith." Your faith. Your trust. Your confidence in me. It still rests on Jesus. Don't get me wrong. I ain't taking him out of the picture. But it's something that you have to do actively. It's something that everybody did. Something that Sam did. Something that my wife did. Something that everybody in there had to do in the process of the healing. Everybody has a job to do when it comes to expectations from our Heavenly Father, from His Son. We can't just sit around and do nothing, because in actuality, faith too is an action word. Faith is something that causes us to rise up and move and believe that it's going to take place. Springing up from faith in God has restored you to health. Go in peace and be continually healed and freed from your distressing bodily disease. Point of contact, faith. All these things transpire basically because of a belief system.